Hello, welcome to a vlog about Pixel Dash #1. I'm Jordan, coming at you live with some new Jordan Live TV content. And it's been a while, it's been about a month, three or so months now it's been since, not 3 months, 3 or so weeks it's been since I've uploaded a video. The last video was about Yo-Yo, and we're still working on that. That's still being built. There's some updates coming out on that soon, so stay tuned for a new video later. Today's all about Pixel Dash. We can see we have the Godot editor open because Pixel Dash uses Godot. It's built entirely inside of Godot. It uses also a lot of C++, C and Rust code as well. Rust for the pixel script, C++ for the integration, and overall the performance, terrain generator, how the behaviors act, how the characters move on the screen. Let's start the game. I've never shown Pixel Dash on this channel. Starting today, it's going to be a regular thing, which means if you find it interesting, then subscribe to the channel and stay tuned because updates are coming out every day about how the process is going in this game. Now, here's something I need to update. By the way, look at this performance, 60 frames per second. I don't know where my face is. Is it over here to the right? Is it over here to the left? I haven't edited the video yet. But the performance is very nice. If you can't see that, it's getting 50 to 60 frames per second. I was kind of surprised because, oh, there it goes. That's what I expected to happen. Whenever you record on, at least on my 2017 MacBook, it slows down a little bit. Now, some things to note. What is Pixel Dash? Pixel Dash is a mobile platformer with support for desktop coming out in early 2027, in January 2027, with Steam page, all that good stuff. And there's a lot of updates going on right now. Really, it's at this moment we're focused on the modding update. So what we're displaying here is this is called a map level, and if I go to level 1, I can crouch at the beginning. It says crouch to enter the level. I can crouch to enter the level. If I click on this level, because I am running in debug mode, I am able to see the code behind the mod, the script that runs in Pixel script behind the door. What creates the door? How does it work? It's just JavaScript. I have some imports on the top. And notice here on the ready method, I have a tile image. I create a tile image based off of some vectoring stuff. And this tile image is only to do within the map level itself, the map that I give the player access to, the mods access to. The modding system in Pixel Dash is less about being a one-size-fit-all, or is it more like that? I'm not. But the whole idea about the modding system is to think inside the box. Don't add features that would create something outside of the game. I don't want to see a 3D engine inside of Pixel Dash. That wouldn't make any sense. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Rather, it's giving you features that I use when I create my games, or when I create my levels, or my enemies, and providing them to the player, providing them to the game engine, and if they want to use it or not. It's all about in-the-box thinking. There's a very good comedian and also therapist. I forget his name on the top of my head right now. I think it was Daniel something. And I need to pause here because otherwise I'm going to die by getting hit by the spike ball. And he always said that the best improv artists are the ones who think inside the box, not out the box. Because you get a knock, you're doing improv and you get a knock on the door, and all of a sudden the guys who think outside the box will duck under the table because they think it's an alien come to attack them. But the guys who think inside the box will go to the door and say, oh, it's my brother-in-law, or it's my neighbor. They're getting a phone call, and the guys who are outside the box will get super scared and run around it. But the inside the box thinkers will see a different mode or a different ability and would say, oh, it's my Dr. Colin. Think about that. That's what I've been pushing for this modding update, because this game was never originally intended to have modding as a feature. It was actually supposed to be if I hide behind this grass, he won't get me. He'll bounce off me. I have to face the little physics there. That has to do actually inside the game itself, not with the modding. But if we open up our little mod window here to see the code, we'll notice we're using Lua. And on the ready state, we actually use a built-in, a pre-baked animation node that's built into Godot. We set the collision, we set some details that the enemies use or other nodes use. If you're wondering, Jordan, hey, this is a lot of details to throw at me at once. I know. I'm getting through this, explaining it. This is my first video. There's so much to share about Pixel Dash. my first video on the subject. And I just want to share what's really been important to me as of right now. But you can tell that a person can tell that this is pretty unique. The actual coding logic. Check this one out. We have here, we are setting the velocity using a math function, a clamp, where we're controlling the velocity, which basically means we're controlling how the enemy or the data on the screen is moving, right? If we look at this little cat here, which by the way is a little Easter egg for me and anyone who knows me, written in Python. Think about that for a moment. We have a node written, or a door at the map level written in JavaScript. We have a character, the spike ball, written in Lua. And now we have another entity written in a different language, Python. It's all being run through the Pixel script embedded multi-language runtime, which is something I'm working on for a long time, specifically for Pixel Dash, and we're also improving it to work at a general purpose. Well, technically it already works generally. We're improving it to work for a new game that Epoch Tech is working on called Emmy. I shouldn't be sharing this right now. Hopefully I don't get in trouble. Emmy, which is really based around just Pixel script and making games. Now, if we look at the code here, remember the spike ball had the velocity set. It was set in the velocity, but this entity node is calling a helper function follow player. That's all it does. Follow player. If the distance between them is greater than or equal to 3. Otherwise, it stays still, and we have some helper methods for applying gravity, which we have for on a wall, if we can climb up or go down the wall, and then when another method but a state variable or state tracking system on player exit, we just teleport to the player. All right, let's go ahead, and this is work in progress, this little modal here. This is the brandest, newest thing I've worked on so far. And now if I go up a little bit, there's another enemy here somewhere. If I can just get him to hit me, and then I'm going to die, by the way. And if we look here at his code, or her code, or its code, whatever you want to call it, it's called the needle enemy. It's written in JavaScript, right? And we actually have a method for ready. We have a lambda here for ready, is that what they call it? Or anonymous function for ready, an update. And then because it's JavaScript and we're using a QuickJS new generation engine, we have to, in PixelScript, there's some drawbacks we have to take because we're supporting multiple languages. It's language agnostic, the PixelScript runtime. But forget all that. We have to have a wrapper PXS method. It's really simple. It's documented already. And we just check if the method is ready or if it's update, and we call the right functions. You can also include that code within this helper wrapper method. It's totally optional. I just think that this way is a little more organized. It's easier to read and code about it. And right now you can actually go through and change the code, but it's very buggy because this feature is brand new. And it's only for when you are creating levels. You can't necessarily open someone else's level they've created and just hop in and then rewrite all their code or even see the code. But you can kind of steal it, I guess. Steal it, or if someone wants to provide the code to you, they set a flag in the game, in the level that they upload to the internet. All right, but yes, this guy here, he also uses follow player. So, and also apply gravity. Most of the time, enemies and nodes are going to be following the player, but if you need a specific instance, and I'm going to die as soon as I click this guy, that's a little bug actually, because you're supposed to wait a few seconds. Maybe I might look into that. All right, let's go ahead and look at some behaviors. One behavior you've already seen is when you crouch behind the grass or some mushrooms too, you'll notice that you actually go behind it. And you seem to, this guy's gonna follow me forever. Also, when you touch the coins, there's a behavior there that, oh my gosh. This is the work in progress first level. This is the grass theme, and this template is still in progress, right? Am I gonna die again? My Mac is being very slow right now, and that's mainly the reason why it's hard to move around the level. Let's go to the map because there's some stuff here I can talk about too. Now here we have a mushroom, okay? And if whoa, what's that? I'm bouncing on the mushroom. this is also, I believe this is coded in Lua. I have to double check. I'm going to show the code in just a second. This is also being handled via our modding system. Let me open up the code here. And I'm not sure what's up with all this green here, because I know that those scripts are not new per se, unless I'm using the wrong Git branch. And if I check out my mod folder here, very nice, on behaviors, okay, it's written in JavaScript, on bounce, we can see that the code, what it mainly does is, and this delay thing was something I was testing on anymore, I'll remember later. What it's doing is it's checking, is this a player? Because we don't want the enemies to bounce around, at least not right now. If I were to change that, the enemies could bounce. But we check, is this a player? And is the floor close? I wish I had some documentation. Entity dot is for floor close. If entity is player, okay, the is floor close method is because the actual character scene in Godot scene is, let's see, has a little raycast below it so that the game knows, hey, am I on the ground or am I close to the ground? And that actually wasn't needed before, but when I added the modding system, it seemed, I always had this raycast that always looked down, because when you're on a wall, if you're too close, you don't want to grab onto the wall. That's the concept of the raycast. And I added the logic here for the modding system to track that same functionality. Am I close to the floor? Is that raycast being collided with? And if it's not, and I am not a player, just return, makes sense. If entity is floor close, there's something about that makes sense. Right now I'm not really sure what it is, but I believe if I were to change this code, I don't have a lot of time right now because my MacBook will completely mess up the video after 15 or 12 minutes. What the concept is, if I just have is on floor, then it's going to glitch out for whatever reason. I'll share that in the next video. Absolutely, I'll share why that happens in the next video, or a little short maybe. And then, if all this passes, then we'll check, are we already bouncing? Are we already going up? And if we're not, then we'll set our velocity, we'll subtract 450 from it, which is the jump boost, 300 times 1.5, I believe. Quick math. Quick math, let's check, am I right? 300 times is that 1.5? Yeah, quick math. And there we go. That's the whole concept of Pixel Dash. It's really amazing to me. It's very happy that I'm able to now, instead of writing code in GDScript or even C++, a lot of it's already been written in those languages, mostly in C++, then mostly in C++ rather than GDScript from the past. That now, as I continue to contribute to the modding update and making it better, faster, adding better helper methods, Pixel Dash is going to become I want to get the players involved. I want to get a community around it. That way we all share levels, we'll all create levels. At some point, I will release game updates very sporadically. Well, I'm already doing that, but very sporadically, because I'll mostly just be adding levels or adding characters or items via the modding system. I'll upload it to my server, and it will be updated over the air. That's the goal. I hope that this has been interesting, and look out for more videos. I'm uploading a video every single day now, and look out for some shorts on Pixel Dash as well. Thanks for watching, and next time.